Hello, beautiful people, wherever you are, welcome back. It's underscore Gintu back again to the root of today, and it's one-on-one live coverage that we're going to be starting with today and making sure that everyone is being tuned and locked in as we're going to be commencing to this kind of the platform. And wherever you are overseas and any point you are watching this video from, thank you very much for you subscribing, liking and sharing, as we're going to be making sure that everything is democratizing to you and getting to the another level that we're going to be making the G Castle coming out very fantastic. As you can just check out of the brim right now here, we are just moving in a very heterozygous manner, and things are moving on with an immediate effect. As far as everything is in concern, thank you very much for you being there and tuned, because we're going to be having much of the things coming to you live, which is one-on-one, and we have much of the things to reveal and talk about for today, because no much of the shenanigans, no much of the intersection, no much of the affidavit, no much of the alliterations of the day, but there's no much of accusation, no much of allegations, but we have to move forward as we have just planned the day to go forward. And to this kind of the moment, thank you very much for you being tuned and standing with Gintu, because much of the things has been so krakatuing onto the face of today, but we have to make sure that we are making it happen as far as everything is put unconditional to us, because they have been ever throwing me into an imbroglio. I've been thrown into pogroms, I've been thrown into sarcasm, but the way we have to go forward is to allegate, and the allegations are just fake, and things are no longer happening properly. So this is just the starting of this kind of the video to make sure that we are moving, and Gintu is more stick and at the ground to make sure that everything is grounded completely as we talk about the premolars. So you have to make sure that everything is grounded until they are chewing and just getting some boluses onto the mouth. And these are the boluses that we're going to be making sure they're going to be going to the mouth and happening to get everything coming out to you. As far as the initiative is always talking about no appointment without an appointment, no approach to the talk about the area I am, which is the castle here, and everything is now moving so fantastic. Much of the people have been proposing, oh Gintu, you should make sure that you are having a perimeter wall. The perimeter wall, guys, I always talk about slowly, because when I started the G Castle here, this area, it was formulative, and it was much of we can call about a bush, and much of the things were just onto this kind of the area like a bush, like until the far end of the upper section here. But right now, everything is so clear. You can even see the road. It's so clear whenever you want to access to the G Castle here, because everything right now is put in a condition. So even right now, you have just checked, I have Gashagwa and Faida. They're making sure that they are formulating the bricks again, 10,000 bricks, to make sure that I'm democratizing with another construction that are going to be having a kitchen, and also going to be having a flat kitchen, and also a perimeter wall that's going to be coming to this section right forward, because there's not much of intruding to my my sphere without my own acknowledgement. And this it has been a warning to much of the people who think about, oh, they're going to be coming and accessing my home. I don't know whoever thought this kind of the people that, oh, this is Gintu's home, and I don't know. It's because whenever you put some people to the first front, that oh, maybe you googled, because the first and the last time that the Condad ever approached my home, it was last year, and he came and was just asking, where is this kind of the home of Gintu? And whenever he came and got, now this is my home, now it's not about going to be bringing some of the goons so they can just attack Gintu. But this is a concern, and this is a very special concern to everyone who think about they're going to be coming to attack Gintu with no atmospheric alisbasha of the time. The fact is things going to be getting to you worse, because right now, even if the security ever failed me, but it will not fail me every time. It's due to the due fact that they were going to demonstration of cucumberization of themselves. But the fact is things has to continue the way we have just set them to continue, because today you can just see the ballast is moving like safari rally. So this is the ballast. They have just already put the sand down and some of the ballast on top to make sure that tomorrow's work, this is a preparation for tomorrow's work, because we always need to know what is coming tomorrow and what has to come tomorrow, and how the things are going to be coming into the other point of tomorrow. And this is how we prepare ourselves for tomorrow, and we have already prepared. This is a preparation for tomorrow to make sure that everything is coming out out very, very softly. So this is the preparation to make sure that the floor of the G castle is going to be placed here, because everything is bumped. How many cements do we have right now here? Let me check, guys, if I'm going to be adding much of the cement. Oh, we have this kind of the waterproofs here. Yeah. So we have how many cements here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And number 10. So we have 10 cements here for tomorrow's work. So it means that we're going to be adding much of the cement, because we're going to need much of the concrete tomorrow that will be coming onto the G castle 1-on-1. So it's already backfilled and it's now levelized. And for how it's just levelized, it means that we're going to be having a levelized zone, and we're going to be placing even the steels. They're called heavy gauge wire mesh, and they're going to be placed here to make sure that we are getting a very fantastic motivation and a mood of a strong foundation and a strong slab that we're going to be placed onto the ground floor of the G castle. And that's how we're going to be moving forward to make sure that things are going to be coming out very fantastic and elaboratively. We have to move forward despite this kind of the challenges that do come inside. But we always have this kind of challenge, and we have to bear with them, because if we don't have to bear with them, there's no one doesn't have a challenge. And also, much of the people talk about the construction doesn't have an end, and if we don't have an end, we have to groove forward and make it happen. Because right now, this kind of the pillar, guys, we are just discussing about electrification already, because I talked about on Monday we're going to be starting electrification, because the guy who is the electrician has already done his own I can call about his own quotation to make sure that everything is coming out very fantastic. Let me check the quotation here, because he sent it to me. It's called the main switch, one piece, which is 6,500. Talk about the single switch boxes, 38 pieces, which is 1,140 shillings. Number 3 is a double switch box, 40 pieces, which is 2,000 Kenya shillings. Talk about adapter box, 90 by 90, which is 8 pieces, which is 1,120. Adapter box 200 by 200, which is 1 piece, 400 shillings. Meter box large, which is 1 piece at 3,000 Kenya shillings. Talk about the PV watt conducts, which is 25 mm, which is 2 pieces, which is 340, and PVC conduct, which is 20 mm, which is 40 pieces, which is 300 and 2,600. So the total comes about until the labor, which is 18,100 Kenya shillings, to make sure that this kind of the work is done more meticulous. And already I've spoken with Fundi Duke, so as I can just make sure that I'm using the people who were ever left, and I know that the people who can do things which are more fantastic, and that's why I've just used Fundi Duke. We're going to be coming to make sure that he's the one who gave me the quotation of all the steels, to make sure that I'm just buying this the gauge 16 of the steels which are so strong enough to make sure that the talk about the windows and the doors are formulated more fantastic. So it's the work that we're going to be coming from on Monday to make sure that the G castle is moving forward, because the other rooms, like the bedrooms here, they have already been tangalized and it's already slabbed, and that's why we talk about we are moving. We have just remained with the talk about the open kitchen here, and everything is going to be getting out more fantastic. So some people are just calling me. So I'm going to be targeting them here. So as we can just check onto the panel here, they are just laying much over. How are you, Mr. Sigano?
Well, good.
Everything is good.
Everything
you are the one making sure that everything is democratizing good.
Exactly.
And how is the work, man? I see you have a knife. I think you are prepared.
Hey,
you are
knife. It will do a lot of purposes. It will serve many purposes here.
To make sure that everything is more possible.
For security.
Exactly.
And for this work that I'm doing here.
Okay. So everything is going on good?
Yeah, everything is ongoing very well.
Yeah.
And I'm just measuring the...
Oh, it's called the PV?
Though I don't know.
The PVC.
I just call it A nylon.
A nylon.
Yeah. I don't know it.
Better even you call it Cavero.
Huh?
Say,
Cavero.
Cavero. Better you call it Cavero than nylon.
Okay.
But you can talk about a polythene. Yeah, the construction polythene. Somebody can understand you. The black one. Mention black. If you don't talk about the black construction polythene, somebody can understand you. I don't know, it's called Dow, I don't know PVC, I don't know PDW, I don't know such kind of the things. The people of plumbing, they know it, and the construction people. But whatever we know is whenever we talk about the construction paper, this one is what gonna be coming out. So everything is good?
Everything fantastic.
Exactly. So democratize and make it happen.
Wagon.
Fantastic. So guys, we are making things to change here, and everything is changing with the time. As I'm gonna be getting to the rooftop here, and today we have the security is now sleeping very fantastic. It's now waiting for the moment to reach, because I just talked about I'm gonna be making sure that I'm giving them, look at this one here is looking at the far end. So the way I rotate, they rotate with me, because things are gonna not get very much good as much of the accusations and allegations are still ongoing. Buddha, what are you doing here, man? What are you doing here?
I'm making
a gym?
A gym.
And why did you steal this time?
No, I buy it.
There's nothing you are doing here, man. This is nothing you are doing here, man.
It's going to be.
I'm telling you, there's nothing you are doing here. Let me tell you, get it back. Get it back, I show you. If you want to do a gym, you can see there's nothing. And even this kind of the stuff, you are using a small container. You could have used a 20 liter a jerry can.
20 liters.
So this can is watery. How can you make a gym? Guys, is trying. Mayani is trying to make a local gym. Look at there's nothing inside here, and you have not used even sand. Is there sand here?
Yeah, small sand.
Small sand. So it should be. Do you know that the sand is the one that is bounding it together? So guys, here sometimes is shenanigans here and there. So how are you first before you continue? How is everything?
I'm just good.
Everything is going good, and you are eyeing forward to make sure that everything is coming out clean.
Yeah, man. And today we are going live.
You are going to be going live.
Yeah.
So this kind of the video will come when you have already gone live.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow. So okay, some people will ever check he's gonna be going live, and you can just check on only Mayani, and you're gonna be going live. So today you're gonna be showing people that have you monetized, or you gonna be having the monetization now? Have the monetization portal open?
No,
not yet.
Yeah.
So you are not yet monetized. So keep
but
it.
I have 11.
No problem about 11 watt whatever. The portal should be opened. So as you can just right now. Did you talk about the super tanks? Have you added the super tanks, something like that one? So you have not yet. So something like what I can just talk about is when you could just monetize. Make sure that when the portal of monetization comes, so you can feel, even you can open the super tanks. So when you can open the super tanks, now you can just go to the live and talk about, guys, you can support Mayan. So as whoever want to support you, it can come to your YouTube platform.
And you know, I have no ID.
No, in terms of ID. It doesn't have any reflection about that one. Okay. But whenever the portal of monetization is on, and it's just opened for you, you can open the super tanks. Somebody who can send you $10, it can come to your account. That's what I'm talking about. So in terms of an ID, doesn't reflect. So right now, if somebody can send, it will not come. Even it will not reflect to them that can you want to support. Do you understand me?
Yeah, but I wanted...
What?
We celebrate.
You want no, I have not yet monetized. Why can you celebrate without monetization?
But we have reached...
No, reaching is not a problem. A problem is, have you got the portal opened of monetization?
No.
That's what we want.
How does it take?
It will reflect. YouTube itself, it has its own protocol. So when it will synthesize and know that you have reached, they are not fools. It's a computerized. And they are back one full day. So if you reached 1,000 subscribers, which is a good thing, but before they open the portal, and you talk about, let them open the portal, and after opening the portal, feel and to make sure that you are allowing the super tanks to come in. After the super thanks, now you can talk about you're gonna be celebrating that you have monetized, whereby right now you can have a video and you can go live. But somebody will talk about, oh Mayani, very much, thank you, but I want to send something. Maybe you can just put your M-Pesa. That's maybe. But in terms of getting, maybe somebody talk about a super thanks, it will not come because you have not yet accessed the portal of the super thanks. You understand now?
So how do I advise me? Should I quit going live? Or?
No, you can go and inform the people, but I know that the super thanks is not yet opened. Oh. But even talking about you're going to be celebrating, not yet. It's like now you want to celebrate that, oh, yeah, you have seen the head of a child is coming out. You thought, oh, now the child is coming out. How can you know that maybe the child is no longer available? Maybe it doesn't have legs. You understand me? I think you understand me. So the point is you can go live, but not much of talking about you have monetized. Not yet. Because until you see the portal has been opened, that's the time now you can talk about you have monetized. So
I
wait.
think tomorrow it will reflect.
Tomorrow it can reflect because it always feel talk about the shifts. Talk about it brings the shifts after every 12 hours. So if you monetized around yesterday, so it means that even if I put a video today, it will reflect whatever the revenue it has collected for that video today. I posted it yesterday. After 12 or 24 hours, that's the time now it can fulfill that you have this video, it has this and this and then this. You understand? So for you, if it has not yet opened, it means that the portal is going to be open. Be patient. Things are small. Thank you very much.
And what about the here now?
So the gym you wanted to make sure that you are coming out with, there's no problem about it. Bring that stuff here. No, bring a small thing here. Go take that kind of a small. It's called the chips.
Chips.
Yeah, they're called chips.
This one?
Yeah. Yeah, guys, these are the called chips ones that we are using at the talk about to seal water not to get and to talk about the roof of the G castle here. And one, 2. Thank you. Enough. Let's go. So you know these chips act like they look like sand, but they are so perfect whenever you want to use them. And your gym a little bit okay. And this kind of the stuff is so no. This stuff is so much. So are you gonna be formulating both of them? You know, I don't understand because
I found some that was already be put
the cement.
Yeah. Now
Okay, but it's so many. So you need something. No.
I put here.
Let me tell you, because you have a gym is always made after ever one bucket per each. So right now, this kind of a bucket, you're gonna put it down this way, where it's a flat zone. You understand? Now you insert this kind of stuff inside this way, and make sure that it's at the middle. You understand? So we are formulating each bucket a day. It's not only that today again you will turn, because this after tomorrow you will turn it. So that's why I selected. Look at this bucket. It's going down and up. That's why I was telling you that if you want to formulate a gym, make sure that you are using a jerry can, like a 20-liter jerry can. So as because it has a flat base and it doesn't affect, because this one here you cannot even whenever maybe somebody goes up and you lose a control, you'll just leave it to come down like a sack which doesn't have a reflection. You understand? So it will just burst. So this one is not qualified for you to make a gym. So use a jerry can like this one here. Cut it at a 3/4. Cut it at a 3/4 here. And whenever you cut it at a 3/4, now use this kind of the stuff. You know these chips here? Use a high concentrated cement with a waterproof.
Waterproof again?
Because you will be leaving it outside there, so it can be rained.
I don't have a waterproof.
So that's the time I'm talking about. Now you have started something you have not yet planned about. So make sure that you collect first this kind of the stuffs. Then tomorrow, whenever we are concreting inside there, you'll get the jerry cans that are not working. And cut them and make sure that you are building this kind of a gym. Or we can do it right now. Go to that far end. There's a that kind of a stuff there. There's a jerry can there. Have you seen it? Guys, we are making things here clear because everything has to come out clean as we always have to go. Because I have seen much and I know much of the things how they do come. And we have to make sure that everything. So if people want to do this one, I think it's security pattern also. Because if you're going to be having a gym here, it means that now people has to be hit like Cherokee drums here. So yeah, like this one here. So take a panga, a machete, cut it at this aim. So make sure that you are doing something, an advice, because I was a wader once upon a time. So make sure that you are doing something which is balanced. When the other side is more heavier than the other side, the more you carry it onto your body up, one side will be affected of your body. The other side will just be normal. You understand me? So it should be weighed completely, and you should have something called a weighing scale, so as you can weigh after putting it full, weigh it and see how many space do I use, and the materials I used, and the ratio, to make sure that you cannot destroy your body, because this kind of the gym we are talking about, going to be making here, they're going to destroy your body at a time. Too much of the gym destroys the body. Because if one side it's not balanced, the other side is heavier, the other side is lighter. It means that the same way you will be talking about, I can balance the handle, and you take it up. The one side which is heavier, it will affect your body. The other one, so it's not balanced. Your body will not be balanced. So you'll find somebody walking like a person who is pregnant. You talk about, oh, why is this person? What is he? Why is he walking this way? So it's because of what? You see somebody walking this way, and you think about this, talking and talk about, this kind of a person is a wader. But he has been affected because maybe it was too much, or it was heavier than how he expected to carry sometimes. You understand? Okay. So make sure that you are gauging what you can carry. And it's not a heavy thing that will give you manpower, or it will give you a side.
I wanted we do it with this one.
I've talked about this bucket here. It is not favorable, or it cannot favor you to carry this kind of the stuffs here, because it will reach at a time it will burst. Yeah. Use a jerry can which is very heavy. Cut it where you think, even if it's here. Cut it here, and now today after cutting, then call me. I'll come and show you.
Wow.
Exactly. So guys, it's a reflection here, because we have to teach each other, so as we can just know whatever we are doing, because once upon a time I was one of the waders, and I was ever doing the gymnastic very much, and I was so precise talking about the gym. It was so meticulous, but I have like 4 years after I've just carried the gym here and there. So but I'm feeling so very good, because everything has to come out more fantastic. So guys, this is the G Castle here, and we are ongoing with our time, because yesterday we were putting this kind of a stuff here, so you can just check. It's now sealing the place very meticulous, and the chips are now very strong. And I have to ask the guy if we just, the rain was raining until today morning. So this is the effect. So look at this kind of the polythene, guys. After this polythene here, it will make sure that this kind of the iron sheet will not rust as far as it's just placed here, because much of the cement sometimes rust the iron sheet, and it will come to have a defect, and whenever it rusts, it will just let in water that will not be properly oriented onto the house. So everything is now conducted here with an immediate effect. Now the tiles are here and combined together to make sure that he's making things happen. How are you, Fundi?
I'm good.
Everything is good? Yeah. I see the man here is looking like a... So you are putting tyros?
Yeah.
Wow. So guys, let me check on how I can just reach the point here. And right now on top it's very large. It means that oh, I seen the sections here for the tiling here. So guys, we are starting the tiling to make sure that even the sides, because I talked about all the sides gonna be covered with tiles to make sure that we are preserving all the water will be just running to where the talk about the gutter is, to make sure they're gonna be collecting water to the far end of the G Castle, and that is the main aim that we want to have onto the G Castle here. So right now here I see our engineer is always present to make sure that everything is coming out more fantastic. Engineer, how are you?
I'm good.
Everything is fantastic.
Yeah.
I see you are sitting down carifragistically good, and making sure that everything is democratizing the way it should be. Fantastic. So here it's called the tiling process. And I told you the other day, you are called a tiler. You understand? Yeah, you are called a tiler. Somebody wanna talk about in Swahili. It's something which is not confidential, but we have to talk about things has to come out very fantastic. Yeah. So after that, we have another gentleman here who is a washer, and we have the tiler and a washer. Fantastic. Washer. Exactly. So things are getting on and on and on, and we're gonna be making sure that the tiles are coming, even covering to the top side here, to make sure that the G Castle, whenever you are just at the far end, everything will be white, and everything will be reflecting so much fantastic onto the G Castle. And I've talked about we are starting from up going down. So this is a totally different houses than the other houses I always see much of the people building, because when I just once upon a time, whenever I just sit down and talk about I recall and where we came from and where we are moving to, I talk about this kind of the movement we are making here. It's something so meticulous, and it's something which is so unique, that this kind of a house, the uniqueness is we are starting from up, completing up while going down. That is the best moment we wanna be having here as far as everything is put in concern. So here we have a small gutter that will be letting its water to the deck here, to make sure that it's just for the bedroom here, because this side you can just see how the house is rotating. It's having something spherical shape, because it's something which is very unique and to this kind of the position. So everything is so good. And hey, Fundi, can I step inside here? No problem, thank you very much. So we're gonna be checking on how the things are now getting, because even here guys, you can just check the area. It's already sealed completely to make sure that the tiles gonna be starting from here, and whenever they're gonna be coming to the upper section, there's no water gonna be penetrating. Water will be hitting the tile and will be just going direct to the iron sheet, and even we will not wet the walls, because when you wet the walls will just get or inlies water inside, whereby water will be penetrating to the inside of the house, and it will just have some leakages inside of the house, to make sure that it's gonna be rusting some of the timbers that are gonna be onto the G Castle. So it's something which is so unique here. We are just using, and much of the people are learning, and much of the people are talking about, Gintu, you have a very good top mason who is a top notch, making sure that he's the one who is making sure that everything is coming out. And I told you, after every learning, even right now the way he's just constructing my house, is there something he's learning, and whenever you're going to be constructing somebody's house, you're going to not talk about is saying whatever, is it working? And whenever you're going to be coming to your position, you're going to be talking about, yeah, I saw that kind of a house of Gintu, I did it this way, let me do this way. So we are learning, because this kind of the construction, every day, every time, there's a change, and the more you do the things, the more you'll be perfect, and the more you talk about things going to be coming out more fantastic. That is the biggest aim of the construction, and that's why you see much of the top masons here, they're learning as far as everything is concerned. Whenever you talk about this is a concern, they're always raising up and talk about, yeah, we have to talk about this. And the more we are working here, the more it's so fantastic, and we don't have it will not be recommendable so much of the people to walk onto this kind of the panel, because of the dirtiness of water. So I'm just passing here because right now we are still under the construction, so I can just show you whatever is coming out from this position one on one, and every position is sealed to make sure that even here, guys, the way you see it has been plastered, it will be just put the tiles. So that is the biggest aim that we are having here, and all the tops here. So I think the way you saw much of the blocks were being formulated there to make sure they're going to be put at the top side there, and use of the polythene black sheet which is being used in terms of the construction to make sure that everything is covered there properly. And also, as you can just see, the iron sheet are not hit the nails all over, so it means that you're going to be getting back. It's just sealing all the areas to make sure that whenever you're going to be hitting the nails where appropriately. And right now it's just discovering where can we have the leakage, where can we have a challenge. That's why it's just not having all the sections hit much of the nails, because it's just whenever it's a rainy season, is discovering and is knowing which area is not favorable. And right now you can just see, yes, this area is on top than this one here. So you can just see where this kind of the iron sheet, it's leaving the concrete area. So this area is formulated very fantastic. The tiles here, you can just check that we used waterproof in terms of the screeding, and also we used the talk about in terms of use of the cement of putting the tiles. It was having a waterproof, and also the tiles are waterproof, and again the grout is waterproof. So this area, it's waterproofed very properly, and we cannot have much of the leakages that are going to be coming out from this G castle. So everything is prepared with an immediate effect, and we're going to be talking about things going to be coming to you live, which is one-on-one. And we appreciate much of the people who are talking about Gintu A, Gintu B, Gintu C. Yeah. And we're going to be making and getting forward and making things to have a change. And much of the people are talking about Gintu going to be getting to the support here. We're going to be democratizing and making sure that the support is going to be coming to the real G as we're going to be moving forward. Everything is so fantastic and califragistically good, and we're going to be making things happen properly. And this is how we're going to be getting forward, and we make it happen despite much of the alliterative and allegations that do always come out because of the prosperity of somebody. And you can never stop the prosperity of somebody, but you are not the living God, and you cannot go and attack people with a Bible handling unto your own pogromicity and the incubacity of your own fragmentation of your time. Because as far as we go and we groove together, we make things change. And if you are always sauntering to the front seats of the church, and the clergyman who is already in the church thinking about going to be preaching to you, and is talking about you're going to be handling a Bible the other side, about the other side you are having a gun, you are doing nothing. And to that kind of the sphere, we have seen whoever is doing such kind of the stupidity of the highest order in terms of this reframe and the era we are right now. Because when we talk about this kind of an era, it's not an era that we ever talk about. It's a good era right now, because even you have seen the pastors are walking with guns. When you have seen a person is having a Bible, but the other side is having something very, very coefficient to our own lives and threatening our lives. So the fact is, it's just only the pogromicity of the time, because they're talking about Gintu A, Gintu B, Gintu C, Gintu D, and we're gonna be making it happen, because things are gonna be democratizing and coming after every time. It's one-on-one live coverage, and Gintu still, I'm always available, and much of the people are talking about Gintu. Congratulations and kudos, because we are always moving forward, despite how the things are becoming the challenge. We have to have them, because for you to be a man and to make things have a change, you have to suffer. For you to make things change, and for a change to come, you should change the change, as a change going to be changing us, and a change going to be changing. That is the real effect of the time, and that is what we call about the change going to be changing, the change of how the change is. And that is the best moment we are looking for, and a man is always a change. And if you see a person having a change a little bit, don't confront and talk about, oh, this kind of person is A, this kind of a person is B, C, D, Mickey Mouse, Mickey Dog, Mickey Cat, Mickey Donkey, Mickey everything. You're talking about, oh, this is going to be handled this way, but the effect has to come out once, and talk about, let's not frame each other and talk about, oh, you're going to be accusing Gintu, you're going to be allegating Gintu, you're going to be sentencing Gintu, you're going to be aggravating Gintu, you're going to be, oh, those kind of the things are just a Mickey Mouse of the day. And you have to move forward and make things happening, and getting the point together and making things change. And also, thank you very much for everyone who has been tuned, and also you have supported Mayani. He has already got 1,000 subscribers, and now we're going to be emphasizing on It's Only Sigano to make sure that he is now getting forward, to make sure that he's always getting the watch hours and subscribers are growing as fantastic moment. So right now I think he's 325 there, so the people are going to be checking It's Underscore Sigano and get to that kind of the position and groove with him, and we're going to be making sure that we are even getting our own people from our own fraternity, because much of the people think about, oh, you have to go to Kenya so as you can monetize, or you have to go to I don't know who so as you can monetize. Even wherever you are, you can do it from the comfort zone you are, because use the local material around you to sustain your sustainabilities as far as the sustainabilities are sustained and to your own sustainable time that you're going to be coming out with. And that is the best moment we're going to be talking about. This is how we go forward. And right now Mayani has monetized, going to be monetizing his own channel, so let's focus on Sigano again, so you can just check on him if you're going to be monetizing himself this kind of the several months coming, because we have to strive, and after striving we make it happen, because everybody is seeing whatever a person is doing, not that we are just sitting down relaxing and talking about, oh guys, you know, you have to subscribe. Everybody's working, and whenever he's just shooting, much of the video is going to be coming. Consistency, that's how I always talk about. Consistency is the best moment that you have to do and go forward with them. And not everyone has ever succeeded in this kind of the YouTube platform. Much of the people are talking about, oh, Ginto, how have you made it in short period of time? You are constructing, you are doing this, you are doing this, you are having this one, you are having those ones. But it's just talk about the patience, and time will come, because even me, I was ever been promised with Kenge once upon a time. We talked about, oh, you know what, don't have that kind of an ego, and don't have that kind of a hesitation. Talk about, oh, you know, this kind of a person is getting, we started with him. There's so many people who I got, they had started the YouTube platform, but to the real essence of the time, they have not yet reached where I am. It's not that I'm the best, but I'm not like the rest. And God doesn't sleep, and God understands whoever is putting much effort and much effort is the one who is getting much of the thing. Because once upon a time, much of the people think about, oh, you know, you are the loser, you are the young person. Maybe I was the youngest in terms of the YouTube platform during that time. It will never be that way every time. Right now, we're talking about, look at Mayani right now. There are so many people who started 3 years, 2 years ago, but they have not yet monetized. But Mayani is just simple, and we are just at the village, and we are making things change. And kudos and respect to you as ever talking about Mayani has got forward, and we are making things to change. And this is the elevation that we're going to be coming out with to talk about. This is the clear moment we are making from this kind of the platform. And keep it tuned, keep it locked. Much of the things are going to be coming to you live, which is one-on-one. And yet much of the people are always asking about, oh, Gintu, have you gone to much of the hospital and get some of the treatment A, B, C, D here and there? Guys, that is usual, because we have to make sure that even the massage right now is coming onto my hands here and there, and even my legs. Right now the massage is massaging here and there, and everything is so fantastic. And right now I can just walk properly. Do you want to see how I'm walking right now? Let me not hit it. Yeah, guys, I'm walking properly. I'm walking properly. So I'm energetic enough, and things are coming out more fantastic. So it's just a concern to much of the people always talk about, oh, Gintu, those are just the misquoms and parasquoms and interquoms of the days that much of the people are always using. Talk about, oh, this kind of a person is bad. Who is good? Who is good? Even Jesus was accused. Who is good in this world? There's no one. So the more you think about, you're going to be hating Gintu. But the effect is the people who are more worse. And the people, not that I'm talking about I'm good, but the fact is I'm not like the people who think about I'm just always elevating onto. So the effect is we have to get forward and make things happen despite the challenges we are always facing, because it's always there. The challenges has to be faced, and people face challenges. And the challenges, if you just run out of the challenge, much of the people are asking about, oh, Gintu is now on the run. Who told you Gintu is on the run? And who told you that Gintu gonna be running? The effect is, how can I run and leave my home? And how can I run and leave my construction ongoing? So the effect is sometimes whenever people want to talk about some other things, they have to understand this kind of the moment first, that we have to alliteratively go forward, and we cannot leave our home. So you want me to leave my home and then go where? So do you want me to leave this kind of and I think this kind of the machete man was looking for a place for him to come and rest. I think it was a resting position he was ever looking for, because even the place he are just building, there's nothing of resting there. So everything is just postquams and the osquams of the day. So that is the full affidavit, and we have to continue with our programs, and the program should continue as far as we are in concern, and we're going to be making things have a change. And this is a call to much of the people talk about, oh, this kind of a person will ever come for me. Let me not do whatever I'm doing. Let me do whatever is not acceptable to my own self to do. Or let me alternatively go to this kind of the way. But the effect has to come once, that whatever you are fearing to do, no one will ever come to do if you're not doing them. And it's you to make sure that there's no one has to come out and talk about you're going to be controlling everything. The YouTube platform is meant for everyone and anyone. Even if you are aged, there are people who can start a YouTube channel while they're aged, and they can make it while they're aged. And the people can start a YouTube channel while they're just in a young stage, but they cannot make it. Why? A YouTube platform doesn't meant for one person, doesn't meant for two people. It's meant for anyone who is more capable of making things to change. That is the effect that we have to come out. And the stupid allegations of some of the people are coming out to talk about A, B, C, D, and there. We're going to be having them a challenge. And this is a clear challenge we are having, and making things moving so fantastic. So keep it tuned, keep it locked. Here we come. It's one-on-one live coverage. The real G, the real time, real moment. Here we go. Let me check the other ground floors here and what is really happening back. Wow. Buddha, tiles zimeisha sasa. Ama imebaki box. This is the only box that's remaining of the tiles. There are 12. Ama kuna box ingine. Imeisha. So guys, this is the last box here we are having, and I think we are moving on very fantastic. As you can just see there, we are now having the tiles are now democratizing and making things to have a change, and everything is so fantastic. Yeah, the blocks are now good to go, so they're gonna be placed where necessary on top here to make sure that while we are covering the whole section, after you starting from that far end, it means that now it's the tiling to every section of the G castle from the top. And also this kind of the small area here, it's gonna be having some leakage of water to the other panel because of the absorption of water with the bricks, because the bricks absorb much of water, so they're gonna be having a leakage to the other side. So it's gonna be making sure that they're going to be plastering this area and being put a Nero. Nero is the use of the cement only. So they're going to be plastered using the cement, and also it's going to be put the tiles and the skirting area, so as we cannot have that kind of a defect of having leakage of water and to the house. And this is how we go always move forward. And whoever has been there and talking about Ogin to have to move forward, thank you very much for you being tuned, and we're going to be making things to have a change, and a change is us to have that kind of the change coming on. So is preparing for tomorrow. Is it finished?
They want to say PVC. It is over.
It's over.
Yeah, you will have to add another one.
Yeah. Guys, I have bought already 4. So it means that I'm not yet. Jesus is Lord. Guys, let's strive to make it happen, because the way you can just support Gintu, the more we support each other to move forward. So the PVC is 2,500 Kenya shillings, which is approximately how much in terms of US dollars, which is approximately, let me calculate it, which is 2,500 divided by 1, it's 20 US dollars, and that is the one of the PVC polythene sheet that we're gonna be having here. So is cutting to make sure that it's gonna be laid down, and we're gonna be using the stuffs here. Let me get to the house here, then I show you what we're gonna be using. This one's here, that the talk about the steel that we're gonna be using to make sure that we are putting the metal rolls alongside the deck and making things to have a change. So let me get inside here.
have 11,000 watching hours. So I'm just waiting for
Yeah, so guys, this is the store here, and everything is so good. As I can just check, the store is empty apart from having this kind of the pipings here for electrification. So everything is done completely. So this is what I'm just using. It's called a heavy gauge wire mesh that we're gonna be using here to make sure that everything is coming out more fantastic, as we're gonna be making things more happening onto the ground floor, and things are gonna be coming out more good. So keep it tuned, keep it locked. I'm gonna be giving you much of the reservoirs here, as we're gonna be making things to have a change, because we are making a change, and the change, whenever we're getting a change, we have to make things coming out more fantastic. So this is the call to everyone. Thank you very much for you watching until this kind of the far end. We have just reached, and things are going to be coming to you live, which is one-on-one, as we have things having a change. So keep it tuned, keep it locked. This is just the end of this video here. I tangle and finish it up. Kudos and respect. This is the end.